Gene, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight to take part in the inaugural gala for the Korean American Foundation of Atlanta. It's a great evening. It really does capture the spirit of Atlanta. I'm also a transplant. My home was actually Cincinnati. After 31 years in the military, my wife and I said, "Where will we go?" My wife said, "Go where you're wanted." And Dr. Pat Creasine, who just passed away, invited me to come down to Georgia Tech. It was the best move we ever made. So, a techie. Council Lee, President Lee, and President Lee, distinguished guests, friends, and colleagues interested in the furtherance of U.S.-Korean relations, to include relations that span the entire spectrum of interstate cooperation and commerce. I'm so glad to be here. How wonderful it is to have a chance to discuss U.S.-Korean relations, but to do so from the context of my new position as a senior educator and administrator of a university in Korea. It's one thing to discuss from afar, it's another to enter into a dialogue having been deeply involved and on the scene now for 8 months. It really seems more like 8 weeks. In that time, Michi, my wife, who is sorry not to be here tonight, but she is teaching advanced Japanese at Wusong Daehakyo and must meet with her students. I've already taken her away for 3 lessons, and they won't let her miss any more. We have the pleasure of living in Daejeon, South Korea, studying the language, and finally, we can say that we both understand Hangul. And we're learning to live in the life of a 25-story apartment building. We're on the 10th floor. We have a very nice apartment. We interact daily with our shop owners. One of the most interesting events to witness as a new resident of Korea was the past presidential election. Just about as dynamic as anyone could wish, and reminds me a lot of what we're going through in the States. Already the new president, Lee Myung-bak, and his policies are being felt. A renewed commitment to the U.S.-Korean alliance and the relations generally between our two nations is being realized on a daily basis. New policies toward education and access to specialized after-school academies are being articulated. A renewed emphasis on the role of English language in Korean society is seen, with most of the major universities turning more and more to English language offerings in their programs. KAIST, the Korean Advanced Institute for Science and Technology, which is basically the Georgia Tech or MIT of Korea, has announced to go all English in 2 years. This is a really remarkable program. Just imagine turning to your staff and saying, from now on, in 2 years, you're going to start in another language. It's really a gutsy call. From an economic standpoint, the new government has placed renewed efforts on the completion of negotiations with the U.S. for the Free Trade Pact. Imports of beef have already caused many local producers to lower prices, and the Cattlemen's Association, especially on Jeju-do, has reacted with significant alarm. The FTA is something that has to be acted out in the legislatures of both nations, but the Lee Myung-bak government has placed increased emphasis on its completion. In the security area, the re-articulation of the U.S.-Korean alliance was accomplished in the summit with President Bush, and an official invitation has been extended to President Bush to visit Korea. Along this line, the new ambassador to Korea will shortly, if not already, begin her confirmation hearings and preparing for her new assignment. Ambassador-designate Kathleen Stevens is excited about her new post and brings with her extensive experience in Korea, and in fact, she worked in Busan previously, and her Korean language, reportedly, is very good. One aspect that I can never leave out of comments about Korea is the issue of North Korea, the DPRK, and its nuclear weapons program. Things do appear as if some progress is being made by the six-party talks, especially the bilateral difficulties with the U.S. The Lee Myung-bak government has made it clear that it will move forward in a positive way with the DPRK as long as it sees a positive reason to do so. One clear message comes from the relationship, quote, no more unjustified assistance to the DPRK. Many of you will recall my personal involvement in the concept for a limited nuclear weapons-free zone for Northeast Asia. We will be holding our 12th plenary meeting in Daejeon in October this year. This time we have specific objectives to prepare recommendations for the 2010 NPT Review Conference. And we will invite our regular members from China, Japan, South and North Korea, Mongolia, Russia, and the U.S., our regular associate members from Argentina, Finland, and France, but we will add representatives from the Central Asian Nuclear Free Zone, Southeast Asian Nuclear Free Zone, Australia, India, and Pakistan. This represents the 19th year we have been examining this idea for a security infrastructure for Northeast Asia. You'll forgive me, I hope, if I spend just a few minutes talking about Daejeon and the Wusong University Seoul Bridge International Complex. I don't think Wusong is on the tips of everybody's tongue. Somehow it just does not flow as fast as Seoul National, Yonsei, Koryo, Daehakcho, Ewha, Sogang, and others. So let me tell you a little about it. Wusong University is the result of the dynamic efforts of the Wusong Educational Foundation, which was created in 1954 by the creator of Tonghua pencils. Many of you, I'm sure, used the Tonghua pencil in your elementary school period. And based on the very successful business of that pencil factory, the foundation was created. And they started first with kindergartens and moved up through elementary and high schools to a university in 1994 when Wusong University was founded. Over that time, over 200,000 individuals have experienced education through this foundation. And last year they created Seoul Bridge International School of Business. We are housed in a newly opened $40 million building with all the facilities any student or faculty member would ever wish. The 13th and 14th floors are VIP quarters for executive seminars. So you don't have to end your seminar when the last train leaves for Seoul. You can stay. We have 26 classrooms, 4 equipped for distance learning, a great library, plus 4 restaurants, a swimming pool, sauna, gym, exercise facility. We're going to take care of the mind and the body. It's an all-English-speaking school. The faculty is an entirely international faculty, and it's the only one in Asia that can claim to be all international. Students come able to study in English and receive survival Korean. They are expected to learn, however, Korean, Japanese, or Chinese during their stay at Seoul Bridge. We offer a 4-year Bachelor's of Business Administration and 2 graduate degrees, an MBA and an MIB, MIB being Master's of International Business with a focus on Asia. Well, I could wear out my welcome if I keep talking about Daejeon. The Silicon Valley, by the way, of Korea. Can you realize Daejeon has over 7,000 PhDs in the science and technology fields right in that area? It's only a 1.5 million person city, but it's certainly dynamic. We think we offer a new approach, especially for young people interested in approaching Korean multinationals who are going to be all the way throughout the world. Let me close by saying how much I appreciate this opportunity to return with a message. And please look us up on the web, and may I say, 감사합니다.